Everyone has been in a bad mental state before, if that's regarding a lost loved one or a tree fell on your car before work. It gets to the best of us, though some more than others. But could these others be the younger generation of kids? Everyone has their own struggles, so why do teens stand out more than others? Teenagers with mental health issues are not properly being addressed due to the lack of access to care and the lack of knowledge that older generations have on the importance of mental health. First, why is it so important that teenagers with mental health issues are not being addressed correctly? Well, it's because this issue is degrading a whole generation of kids, our future generation that will soon be running the world. Not having the proper care of this issue can cause teens to fall deeper into their mental illness and can even be fatal in some situations. This matters so greatly because if this doesn't get fixed soon, it will become a chain of generational illness that will affect every aspect of their lives. According to the National Library of Medicine, anxiety and depression are the two largest mental health issues in Gen Z, with 9 out of 10 having an anxiety diagnosis, while 8 out of 10 having a depression diagnosis. These issues have to be addressed and made aware to everyone because so many teens are suffering in silence. But what are some of these main attributes that are causing these problems in teens? Well, it's as simple as not having the proper care or proper environment to be mentally well in. The first and most notable cause that is affecting teens is technology. Since Gen Z is the first generation to grow up with technology, they have become attached and dependent on their phones. Because of this, kids are losing sleep. And according to the Stanford Center of Longevity, the light produced by our phones tricks our brains to stay awake and alert, making it hard to sleep, which is another big mental illness, lack of sleep. But the biggest attribute affecting teens mentally is the constant comparison of others online and cyberbullying. With teens being so attached to their phones while being exposed to all the negativity, it causes many teens to develop mental disorders. But growing up with technology isn't the only reason teens are attached to their phones. COVID-19 had a huge aspect on this. Being trapped at home for 2 to 3 years, with phones being our only source of communication, made teens lose the ability to socialize normally in public. According to the National Library of Medicine, over 78% of kids reported a massive decline in their mental health. After COVID, it became very noticeable that there was a massive lack of access to care for teens in distress. Although these situations teens are unfortunately placed under, there are always ways to make solutions. One of the most important ways to help struggling teens is to have a certified trained counselor at every school solely there to help kids with mental illness issues. According to the William & Mary School of Education, normal school counselors may help in extreme situations such as dealing with a suicidal teen, but they do not normally help in the long run of things. Having a trained counselor or therapist placed at all schools to just deal with teens' mental state would make kids more heard and expressive of their struggles, making them feel better. Another way to fix this issue is to properly educate all adults so they can take the proper precautions to help their kids. For this to happen, a law should be put into force to make all schools have a therapeutic counselor mandatory, while also making a law that every workplace facility have a briefing or class about mental health awareness. And though with the current government and strict older generations, these policies to help teens may take longer to enforce until Gen Zers themselves are the adults and put into place these laws. As a result, teens currently don't have the proper precautions put into place for them regarding their mental health. With phone addictions, self-isolation from the pandemic, and the lack of access to care, teens will still face the struggles of mental illness in the dark until people start making it aware that there needs to be a change.